Hello and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the program. It's SportsPizza, of course, it's the biggest, the boldest, and where you get the very best in the ever exciting world of sports. My name is Brownson, one of your hosts, and lots of things to talk about on the program today. Now, we must say congratulations to Flamingos for qualifying to the World Cup that will be taking place in India, and of course it's been a long time coming, and some surprise other two teams made it through. We'll give you all the details on the program today. Now, last week on the Nigerian Professional Football League midweek game, there were lots of controversy that happened. Of course, no more news that a sport journalist was attacked, and of course a big hammer has been dropped on Shooting Stars. Their remaining game will be behind closed doors. Let's see how well they survive with this one. Now, also done and dusted in Roland Garros, of course, the king of clay, talking about Rafael Nadal, of course, showed why he's still the king. 14 so far on that soil. He can be much better. But Coco Gauff came this close to winning the first Grand Slam as just a 21-year-old. I can say that there's a lot of future ahead of the young lady. Let's take a very quick break. When we come, we'll serve you all the details. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, my strike partner, luckily, Philip, joins me at this time. It's a good time in the program.
Yeah, it's great to be here once again, Brownson, to talk sport. And just like you said, we had a great and amazing weekend. The Flamingos were able to pull through, and there were other surprises while we're also getting set for the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have played the two friendly games, and a lot to talk about as far as I think is concerned. And they were looking forward to the all-important cracker against Sierra Leone.
Yes. Now let's start with the Flamingos. I mean, they made the nation proud last week when they put up a very good performance. And I mean, against all odds, they qualified to the World Cup. And it's shocking to see that, we were expecting the likes of Ghana, Cameroon to at least join. When it comes to women football, we've always accorded to the West African nation. But the table was turned around this time. Yeah,
the table was turned around. A lot of surprises, and the Ghanaians felt bad about the result they got. Really, I think they got the result in Accra, but the reverse fixture, the Moroccans were able to get 2 goals. They scored 2 goals in Ghana. I think it was in Kumasi, and the reverse fixture also ended 2 goals to nothing in favor of Morocco. But when penalty came calling, the Moroccans were able to pull the chestnut out of the fire. And then the Ghanaians were saying they are complaining about the kind of treatment they got from the Moroccans. Remember that, when we play against, the West Africans play against the North Africans,
their antics.
The antics and all of that. And they said at some point they sprayed the room and the rooms, the hotel rooms, and the players had to sit outside for hours, which actually destabilized them. Even the officiating and all of that, they complained. But it's sad to see that they've lost. But for the Moroccans, I think, aside from the fact that they qualified, I think the organization for the Royal Moroccan Football Federation has been solid in recent time. They've been, even when you watch their senior national female team play, it's always very difficult. I remember the Super Falcons playing against them, and they have to struggle, they have to fight to ensure that they beat them by 2 goals to nothing. So I think kudos should go to the Moroccans. They did their best to ensure that they qualify. After all, what we saw on the field of play is what counts. And for Tanzania against Cameroon, I think that was the most shocking result. The first leg was 4 goals to nothing, I think, in Yaoundé. Was a surprise to many soccer pundits, because we felt Cameroon, Tanzania in women football, the Cameroonians rise. They are far above the Tanzanians. And then the second leg, they defeated them by a goal to nothing, becoming the first East African team to qualify for the Under-17 Women's World Cup. Fantastic for the countries that qualified. And there's the the Flamingos also did their best. They won 1-0 away from home against Ethiopia. The reverse fixture was very tough. I thought, by virtue of the fact that, because I didn't see the first leg, the second leg I thought was going to be a stroll in the park for them. And that's why, when you look at this game, it's imperative that we up our games, because some of these teams, other countries are beginning to catch up with us.
Yeah, gradually
the way the Ethiopians played, they had chances. They hit the woodwork, and I was scared. Almost all through the game, the Flamingos also had their chances but couldn't convert. But for a team that scored as much as about 17 goals without conceding nothing, I think congratulations to them. They did their very best, and we hope that they'll be able to hoist the flag of the country very well alongside the African countries that have qualified.
All right. Must say congratulations to Tanzania for getting their feet into the World Cup. Let's hope that, of course, in their debut season in the championship, they put up a very fine performance. Now, it's not smiles with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. There've been a lot of doubts casted. I read some responses from football fans in Nigeria, and they don't seem to have confidence with the way the team has played. Now, only Kunle, the first friendly game, expressed so much optimism with the way the team played. He said they play fine football, but in my opinion, I've always said fine football doesn't win game. Football is about scoring goals. We didn't see that happen in our two friendly games.
Yeah, Bronson, I think the purpose for friendly games is to really test the strength of the teams, to look at the players in their positions, how well they are able to gel. I think the purpose of friendly games is not to win, but to see how the team plays. And that's why Jose Peseiro has been talking about, bringing his own style of play into fray with the Super Eagles. And then you could see he said he loves pressing football. And in the game against Mexico, the first leg was shambolic for the Super Eagles. And then the second leg, they made some of the technical crew could tell you, the likes of George Finidi and others, said they had a meeting at halftime because the Eagles played so badly in the first half against Mexico. And then they changed their style. And the second half, the team were commanding, they were attacking, and that was how they got the equalizer before the own goal that was scored by William Troost-Ekong. And in the second game, it was just unfortunate. That's why I'm saying, if it were to be an important game, I think the Eagles might not have lost that game in that manner, because the Eagles dominated play. It was an unfortunate one again. Chigozie Awanzem was culpable for that goal, because I think it was ball watching. He didn't mark his man, at the time the ball was coming in. And the Eagles pressed. The likes of Alex Iwobi and Joe Aribo of Rangers had the sprint passes together, dictated the pace in the middle of the field, and they gave some decisive passes. Silvio Dessa had glorious chances and couldn't score.
I understand.
That was why
I understand all this sweet analysis. I understand. I mean, the analysis. I could feel like I'm seeing this game. Did they win any of the friendly games? That's what we're talking about. Football is not about possession. For instance, Manchester City can have 89 possession for all I care. If you have one shot and the result to go for me, that's good enough.
The good thing is that even when FIFA look at friendly games, yes, it's counted because it's a grade A friendly game, but the points are that even the team that wins Amasis is not much, though there are points. But so that's why I feel that Jose Peseiro, but because he's coming in to play a top game against Sierra Leone. Remember what the Sierra Leoneans did to Nigeria some couple of years ago, and he needs to, I think that was about 2 years ago, he needs to understand the team. That's why the call for the friendly games, and the time is very expedient for the team.
Okay.
And then was well executed. I think for me, I'm going to score, when you lose 2 games, you play 2 games and you lose, you score low. And they say that you are as good as your last result. If his last result is taken into consideration, yes, you will say, yes, not done well.
But in terms of play,
in terms of that synergy, in terms of that understanding, the kind of pressing game the Eagles seem to be playing right now, I think in few years to come, the Eagles will be probably the best team in Africa.
All right, let's see how well that goes. But let's also tell you that the coach made an emphatic statement after those 2 friendly games. He invited 5 players, and want to feel your thoughts about this one. You can send us a message to our email address, Romston Media, right there on your TV screen right now. Let's feel your thoughts and what you think about this game. Now, big statement was made after this game. We now have Francis Uzoho in one of the teams. By the way, Kunle, the coach right now hasn't played a competitive game, so all the friendly games will not count for him.
That's what I want you to do.
Now, just let me calm you down a bit. he hasn't played any competitive game. On Thursday, that will count. But for this week, the team that would prosecute this game against Sierra Leone will have the likes of on goalkeeping position Francis Zor, Dele Adeyinka. We also have Adebayo Adeleye. On the forward line, exciting players must be said. Ahmed Musa retained his position as the captain of the team. Moses Simon, Samuel Chukwueze. We have Victor Osimhen. Ademola Lookman, of course, made his return to the team. Cyril Dessa. We have Terren Murphy. By the way, Terren Murphy had lots of chance to impress in these friendly games. I thought he should have been more commanding, but however, the coach,
he did well in the second
the coach
game.
Found him worthy to be in the squad.
Yeah.
All right. Sadiq Umar made his return as well. I think he was fantastic in the African Cup of Nations, even though not much goals scored. But I think with new style of football, it will fit his style. We also have Emmanuel Dennis making his return to the team, even though that is also having lots of criticism about his involvement and how he's played with the team. Like I said, you can also send us email. Let's feel your pulse. Next week on the show, we'll be reading those messages. William Trus Ekong made one of the defenders. Kenneth Omeruo, Leon Balogun. We have Chigozie Awaziem, Zaidu Sanusi, Olahina, Sani Faisa. I hope I got the right. Calvin Bassi, who for me has been the revelation of this new Super Eagles team. Semi Ajayi and Abdullahi Shehu makes up the defense line. Midfield position, we have the likes of Joe Aribo, Ogenekaru Etebo, Alexi Wobi, Frank Onyeka, and of course, Innocent Bonke. This guy makes. I mean, if you look at the list, it's as good as saying Nigeria's got 3 points already.
Well, yes, in terms of pedigree, in terms of play, in terms of personnel, yes, we will say the Eagles should cut away with the 3 maximum point. But when you talk about the round leader game, anything can actually happen. And when you also consider what happened the last time Nigeria met Sierra Leone, right here in Nigeria, 4-0 we were leading. They came back and almost defeated us. And in the second leg, we played out a goalless draw. So, but I think the synergy in the team right now is different. And the coach of the side, Pesero, is also talking tough. He looks like someone who is so passionate and who wants to prove all doubters wrong. That he is the right man to really think at the Super Eagles. So I think the Super Eagles of Nigeria should be able to get the job done in the attack. One of the problems we had in those friendly games when they out of the attack, I think Dessa didn't really do enough in the 2 games. Yes, he did well with that header. The technique adopted and the manner he scored that goal was absolutely good. But in the second game against Mexico, he had chances but couldn't cover. Even he had a one-on-one. So I think if we had had players like Victor Osimhen and probably Sadiq Umar that we're talking about, that's just been invited, scored 19 goals for Almeria last season, and he emerged as the best player of Almeria last season as well, while he also helped the team get promotion back to the La Liga. Yeah, to the La Liga. So I think the guy is really hot.
In top form.
On top of his the form of his life right now. So I think if call to free is just that the attack is so filled with good players. Even you remember that the likes of Taiwo Awoniyi is not in the team, and this is a guy who is among the top scorers in the German Bundesliga. So I think with what I've seen in the game against Mexico and Ecuador, I can easily say, except something goes wrong, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will take Sierra Leone to the cleaners.
That's what it is. Let's hope that they clean them very well before they travel for the next game. Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll take you straight to the Nigerian Professional Football League. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's take you to the Nigerian Professional Football League where things are happening. Now we must mention that we strongly condemn the attack on journalists that happened during the midweek game last week, and we also must give kudos to the league management company, the LMC, for that hammer meted upon Shooting Stars, and we hope that, I thought they should have even deducted points, and deduct points, and the financial incentive on the journalist 500,000. I thought it was small, but it's a good way to start anyway. Kule, I'm not going to dwell on it, but I saw the videos, and I listened to, even though the public relations officer has been banned for 1 year, is it 1 or 2? The media officer has been banned for going on radio station to say the kind of things he said. But however, I think that act is strongly condemnable. Yeah,
very condemnable. I was scared when I saw it. I was very scared because Toby, I've known Toby for over a decade now, and I know him to be a gentleman. Though he says things the way he is, he's a professional journalist. So when I saw it, I felt hope. I hope he was able to be rescued, out of the scene. And I put a call through to him, and I really thank God that he was in good condition. He was almost in his home then. And I think this act is totally condemnable. It's something that shouldn't have happened. And just like the media officer Tosin said in one of the interviews, in Oyo State, where he stated that Toby had issues when Shooting Stars played against Remo Stars in Ogun State some time ago, and it looks like he's supporting the act. Toby is a fan of Shooting Stars. He was born in Ibadan, bred and buttered in Ibadan. He has his family in Ibadan, so he supports Ibadan. We've been on air together so many times where he talks passionately about Shooting Stars. But when things are not going right, you don't expect someone who has passion for the club to talk. And that's where they have the problem with Toby. Some people even allege that the ex-international, talking about the one they call, I think, Kabongo, Dimeji Lawal, was at this event, was at the scene of the incident, why he looked away when Toby was being harassed, beaten. What would have happened, Brownson, if Toby had fallen down? I think the story would have been different rather, but he stood. I had to run to the police, and while he ran to them, the fans were still coming to attack, not even minding that it was the policemen that he ran to. It was when the police now started shooting into the head that they now ran and left him. And the manner in which the whole thing happened, and with the expose coming from the media officer that has been banned, I think it leaves much to be desired. I'm not saying the director talking about Dimeji Lawal, ex-international, is involved or whatever, because people are saying he should come out and say something about it. But some people feel that is someone that doesn't talk much. He said when the time comes, he will tell you what will happen. Then, but from what we've seen so far, I think the act put up by the fans of Shooting Stars is condemnable. And right now, the players are going to play. They won't have
behind closed doors.
The fans are going. They won't have the opportunity to watch their darling club for a very long time till the end of the season.
As a matter of fact, I think that's even too menial for the kind of But however, let's give it to LMC for at least putting up that level of content. Don't forget, they'll also pay 5 million naira fine to the LMC, and Toby Peters gets 500,000 naira.
Toby Samuel.
Toby Peters, my former Oga.
Absolutely.
All right, Kule, what does the table? We all know the result, but what does the table of the Nigerian Professional Football League looks like at this time?
Yeah, it's really getting exciting, and the teams we witnessed match day 32 last week, and some of the results were not surprising. I think we couldn't record any away win in match day 32 of a Nigerian Professional Football League. Wiki Tories defeated Rivers United by a goal to nothing. A very difficult one for Wiki Tories, and not a very pleasant result for Rivers United, who are jostling for the title, while Sunshine Akure also defeated Nasarawa United by 2-1. Plateau United, yes, got the result against Simon Sugida team, while Niger Tornadoes defeated the People's Elephant, Enyimba Football Club of Aba, by 2-1. MFM played out a goalless draw with Lobby Stars of Makurdi, and Kwara United defeated Casino United by 2-0. Atlant bounced back, defeated Akwa United by 1-0, and Remo Stars, after playing a 1-0 draw with Shooting Stars in match day 31, defeated Gombe United by a goal to nothing. And then on the table, we see have Rivers United occupying the number 1 spot with 67 points. Closely, well, do I say closely? I think the gap is quite wide. Plateau United are second with 60 points, while Rangers International of Enugu are third with 51 points.
What does relegation waters look like right now?
Atlant are wallowing in the 18th position with just 37 points, minus 17 goal difference, while Dakada FC, I think Brownson will not like this.
Aqua United is doing well at least.
I think I thought you like Dakada. They have 33 points. They are 19th on the table, while MFM Brownson are 20th on the table, and it looks like relegation is certain.
No, they need to
for MFM.
They need to go to
Lagos.
They need to go to the mountain.
To the mountain to pray.
To pray. Maybe that will do all the magic. As far as the remainder of season is concerned.
Call it magic, it's a miracle.
Oh yeah, that's miracle. Yeah, it's not magic. It's miracle. Thanks for the correction. Now let's take it straight to what's happening in World Cup. Road to World Cup. It was a fantastic game. Now, this game should have been played a long time ago, but because of the crisis in Ukraine, so it was, it was postponed until last weekend. But I mean, a very exciting news because Wales beat Ukraine to end 64 years World Cup wait. That means the players that prosecuted this game, none of them were born the last time Wales went to the World Cup. And I must say that this team, they put up a very good show. And of course, their nation couldn't be more proud of them.
I felt bad for Ukraine. I think I was a bit biased looking at the event unfolding.
Okay, the football can bring them together at this time.
The football can bring them together. And the fans have been encouraging the Ukrainians to go all out and then get a result. It's a winner-take-all for both teams. And then Wales, just like you said, haven't been to the World Cup since 1958, and they fancy their chances. Gareth Bale said yes, they have sympathy for the whole of Ukrainian citizens, and they are not happy about what they're going through right now. But it's a game of football, and they want to be at the World Cup, and it was Gary Bale that did the magic in that game to ensure that the Welsh team qualified for the World Cup. You could see the celebration, you could see the pace, and while the Walians, the team of Wales were celebrating, the Ukrainians were sad. They were lying on the floor, and I remember a scene whereby one of the defenders, the referee had to go and meet the defender, and of course spoke to him, tried to console him that probably, I guess what he's saying is that it's not the end of the world. You guys give a very good account of yourself, and you should be proud of what you've done. And then the players rose, the others rose. They went to meet their fans, and then they gesticulated and all of that. And the World National Team respected them, allowed them to do all that. After they did all that, greeted their fans, they went back, and that was when the Walian National Team also went to that same spot and then greeted them before they now continue with their celebration. I think it's a good one for Wales, because for a team that's not qualified for since 1958 to have qualified
64 years.
64 years, a milestone achievement for them, but for the Ukrainian team, is a sad one.
Now, Mane, there have been lots of rumor linking him to Bayern Munich in Germany, but report has it that Liverpool has turned down a £25 million offer. They want a fee in tune of 35 million for the 30-year-old Senegalese. Now, Kule, I will not allow you to talk about that. Let's move straight to, now, when we talk about tennis, French Open happened or ended last week. King of clay, they call him, Rafael Nadal, again. Now, his route to the final was very difficult. In the semi-finals, or is it quarterfinals, he played Novak Djokovic, defeated him, got to the final, played one of the fast rising tennis star, and of course, what a class. Now he's got, he's the highest, when it comes to Grand Slam, he has opened the gap. He has 22 right two more than Roger Federer and Djokovic right now.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic one for him, winning it for the 14th time. Talking about the Roland Garros. And, he has played 115 games in Roland Garros. he won 113,
What?
112. He has only lost 3.
What a feat that is. Now, on the female side, it was also fantastic. Now, I'm a big fan of Coco Gauff. I mean, she started when she was 19. I think she's now 21 and yet to win a Grand Slam. But at that age, she has played a final in a Grand Slam. Now, that tells you that she's this close to breaking the jinx. Now, she was defeated by Iga Swiatek, who defeated her in the finals. We must give her credit for that feat and congratulate Iga Swiatek for winning a second Grand Slam. Now, can you watch Sport Pizza and not have a slice of it? I bet you can't. But before we take that, Kunle, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. We hope that next week, when we come back here, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will have taken the Sierra Leonean to the clean hands, and of course, we'll be celebrating their victory.
All right, let's hope that they put them in washing machine and wash them very well. Now, that's my final whistle on the program today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Now, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen right now. You can send us an email with the email displayed on the screen right now. We'll be so glad to read from you, especially your thoughts about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, also go to our YouTube channel. It's Sport Pizza. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscription is absolutely free. My name is Brownson Uwana. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the production crew, enjoy the rest of your day.